And we are live. Hello everybody and welcome to D&D 5th edition Usapait. My name is Jacob, or JC, and I will be your dungeon master for tonight. I am joined here by 5 wonderful people: Helminia, James, Jazz, Cody, and Suzanne. Unfortunately, Alpha cannot join us tonight, but it's okay. He had his fun being eaten by a sentient chest last night. Speaking of last night, let's, before we jump into a full recollection, just some quick general announcements to get out of the way. First and foremost, hi, welcome to the stream. If this is your first time watching the stream, I hope you're having a wonderful time. Or, if you're not watching it live and you're watching the replay on YouTube, it's good to see you there as well. Either way, if you're watching on Twitch or watching on YouTube, if you're enjoying it, please make sure to follow or subscribe, as it greatly helps us. I'd be playing this game anyway with these wonderful people. This just helps us know that you enjoy watching it as well. Finally, just reiterating that the restream has officially started on YouTube. Episode 2 will go live tomorrow. There's obviously going to be a little bit of a gap, but it keeps us got a nice little backlog, so that even if we come across a week where the stream is not going on Twitch, there will be a rerun on YouTube, because I know this summer is going to be a busy one. However, we don't have to worry about that quite yet, as tonight we're diving back in, and we're going to start with a little bit of a recap. Where we last left off, the town is currently collectively pulling its breath to announce to the rest of the world that there was a break-in at the Lord's house in the city of Alinar Orin, where one of the housing staff was butchered, and while fleeing, there were 2 mysterious figures seen, and they killed a guard. One of the 2 maids of the household was indicted by the Inquisitor, who showed up on the scene and hung the next morning. However, the words and worries of people who saw 2 figures escape into the alley are still on high alert. However, as the rest of you know that neither of you happened to be that poor maid who got hung, you must go into a little bit more of a defensive position than you were already in. Relinquishing yourselves to the hidden underground of Alinar Orin, Becca showed you to a meeting room as an ambassador for one of the heavier hitters in the city's criminal underground wanted to meet with you. His name was Adler. He gave each of you a arcane once-over, and although Glarin was pulled to the side and interviewed separately, he was returned to you, no worse for the wear. However, if you guys thought you were done with him, Adler said that a trial must be held to see if the 6 of you who had caused so much problem for the underground with your little stunt are worth keeping around. And so you were led into basically a fighting pit, where you were given 3 chests and 3 trials to choose between. Now, the only kicker is you only have vague hints as to what each of the trials are, and while deliberating, Valdon walked up to a chest in a corner and attempted to pull it open, where he found that the skin of the chest was actually sticking to him and was being consumed. A quick spat broke out where Valdon was almost fully eaten by a mimic, and you all rallied together to beat the shit out of that sentient box. Valdon has since been brought back as he's kind of coughing and sputtering on the ground. And as all of you look up to the grate that many people are watching you through, Adler, with a smirk on his face, exclaimed that well, the appetizer show was appreciated, there are still 3 trials to be chosen between. And that's where we come back. Each of you, some of you, kind of recoiling from what had transpired, kind of nursing your wounds in the small bit of time that you have between this announcement from Adler. The rest of you kind of glaring upward at the beaming face of this dark elf above you. The floor is yours as the last instruction from Adler comes forward. A choice still needs to be made. As the eyes look down on each of you, waiting.
I have a question.
See the eyes turn to you, Ophelia.
What exactly is the purpose of these trials? What exactly are we attempting to prove here?
Adler kind of like pulls back from his lean, as you can see his just the form of like the underside of his head kind of turning and looking around the crowd. All of those looking down on you have proven themselves that they are worth their salt, however little of it they might have. We just simply ask the same for all of you. This is a fair place, much more fair than you'll see on the upside. Or would you prefer to be thrown back out on the streets?
So when you say worth our salt, is the killing of the mimic not a testament to that in and of itself? Or was that something thrown in just to make this a bit more laughable for you?
If I have to explain to the lot of you how important it is for people to be able to follow directions, I fear that this exhibition might have just been wasting its time. Choose one of the trials.
I suppose I'll think on it for a moment. There's no time limit, is there?
He doesn't answer. You could just see he's no longer looking down at you, but the tens of eyes that are indicate, well, there's no distinct time limit. There's a lot of people waiting with bated breath. You wouldn't want to egg them on.
What is the guy that looks like he's in charge doing? Is he looking like with any interest whatsoever?
He's still watching. He's simply just kind of got his arms crossed, leaning slightly over. You can see his cloak covering the majority of his form, but his eyes, kind of almost like the whites of his eyes almost painstakingly so, kind of looking down, kind of absorbing everything that you're saying. He is not laser focused on you. He's seeing what everything is happening, from the recovery of Valdon to like the repositioning of Yoy, like across the room back at the cabinet. He's watching. He isn't saying anything. So far, there's been no reaction.
Would you mind showing me what you found in those chests?
Sure. I assume Ophelia's in a bag.
Bag of milk within a bag of milk within a bag of milk.
Perfect.
Yes, currently dropped on the floor.
I'm gonna go over and just pick Ophelia up by the bag and show her each of the chests and what's inside.
All right.
I'll take a look at them in an attempt to identify them and potentially what they could mean.
Okay. Once again, there is the doll of a woman in kind of this pale dress with the face carved and hollowed out, just this socket where the face should be. There is a severed humanoid hand, this kind of gray flesh to it. Not like a drow of like one that is in an advanced form of decay. And then the final one is the one that is a little bit hard to discern exactly what it is, and so a nature check will be rolled.
I got you. Let me roll that nature. I didn't have any dice out. My bad.
Wow. Here we go.
Can I also make the nature check if Ophelia is not able to figure out what it is?
I mean, you're just welcome to make it as well if you want to. You're welcome to come to the
15?
chat. All right. Yoy, did you want to make it or no?
Yeah, I'll make it. 18.
18. You both of you kind of look over, kind of like holding Ophelia kind of over the chest, and Yoy kind of like leaning in. Both of you pick up on it's extremely bundled and calcified, and so there is space to make errors. But this looks like a bundle of shedded, scaled skin. And what's making kind of the meat of it something that might be misidentified as a husk looks to instead be patterned closer to, I'd say for both of you, like a snake's rattler of those of like a rattlesnake that has been wrapped and covered with shedded snake skin. Yoy, with you getting up to an 18, you can identify that it's because there are several shedded skins bundled together tightly around one rattle. And as such, it makes it to be a bit of a deceiving thing to pick up. And with the length of these skins, you can estimate that they're probably snakes of the larger variety, as in classified as instead of being like a normal snake would be a small size classification. These are medium to large size classifications of snakeskin.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to advise against this one. I don't want to come face to face with any large snakes today.
Let's take another look. I want to examine that doll again. Are there any markings on it? Anything that would identify this to me in any capacity? Or is this just a simple doll with the face hollowed out?
I mean, as you look kind of closely at it without picking it up, I'm going to say make an investigation check. The DC is adjusted because, as you know, you can't pick it up. But that's what we're kind of going with.
I can't pick it up with my hand? Or they're going to say...
That was what, I forgot which one of you said that, but they, you have gotten the impression that if you pull something out of the chest, that will be seen as accepting the trial. So you have to look at them.
Does that apply to mage hand?
Do you want to test it?
No, I'll just take a look, and if I can't find anything, we'll figure it out. We'll take a look.
Okay.
Natural 20?
Natural 20.
Total 25?
The dress of the doll has kind of been like pull, like, splayed out in like a fan formation to cover as much ground as possible. But what you do note with it, just the ever slight scratches at the bottom of the chest. You realize that the doll is covering something. And at the outer edge of it, it looks like some sort of marking or seal or symbol. You're not entirely sure about what it is, but what I will say with a natural 20, this one might be a little bit more... the doll might be covering what the actual thing is, and you'd gain a sense of almost like seeing a trap. Like, whatever the doll is covering, if it is arcane, could be a seal that triggers whatever the trial is. Which gives you the sense that this is something arcane.
Can I roll an Arcana check to kind of deduce what I can see from any of like the seal poking through?
Absolutely.
Do you want advantage on that?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. It's so sick that I'm proficient in Arcana.
Thank you. 23.
23. As you look from the small bit of seals that you can see that this is, it looks like the outer edge of a minor, holding incantation, a minor imprisonment, and as such, something, you could ascertain that some sort of spirit or something might be held in this container, ready to be let out if the trial is enacted.
I gotta send you a message.
Sure.
I'm just gonna say it out loud. Let me know if I would or wouldn't know this. This is giving Banshee vibes.
Banshee adjacent? That's definitely a fair assumption. But
This is-
spirit-wise is in that box and is being held by that doll.
This is not going to. This is spirit adjacent. I prefer not to deal with the souls of the damned this early in the day. I suppose we'll try the last one with the hand. I'll go and investigate that.
Sure.
I'm rolling my investigation for you. Or anything else?
No, just investigation.
I am the highest of highs. I know the lowest or lows will come. 23 again.
23. As you look, the big thing is that this hand is showing. This is just as brutally simple as it is. This is just a severed humanoid hand. You can tell from the nails being rounded and of the structure of the fingers that it was probably of just a straight human. The extra bit of knowledge that you get is, although the hand's skin is going gray with decay, you know that you're noting that it has skipped a couple steps, where the skin would actually like be removed from the bone, or any sort of gas would escape, or the muscles would relax. This hand is in some sort of like limboed decay, and that's what you
Almost
know.
if it was dehydrated.
It still looks wet.
It's still wet?
It's still
Okay.
wet, but it's also, although it looks like it would still have blood in it, there's no blood coming out from the veins in the arm.
Is this the hand of an undead?
And that's what you get.
The doll's not viable. The snake is tricky but manageable, and I can't exactly make heads or tails of this one.
I will say that with the snake skins, snake might be snakes extra, more than one.
I'll let you guys decide.
How are we feeling about the hand?
I think I'd take my chances with the hand.
It
Yeah,
skipped a
you've got the
few
hand of
days of
all.
decay. I can't exactly pinpoint what would do that. I could roll a nature, maybe? An arcana? Anything to make heads or tails of that?
Medicine.
Take a
Medicine.
crack. Oh, I'm good at that one. Can I do the check too?
I would also like everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
God
Here
damn it.
we
Oh,
fucking go.
Valden got a 17.
18.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
You know what? I'm content with my 14.
14. Okay. The DC was 10.
21.
Okay. The DC was 10. As all of you hear this kind of like jeer and mixture of boo from the crowd above, as you hear the sound of like sloshed tankards being like thrown through holes in the bars, and each of you kind of step out of the way as different items kind of food and drink kind of crash through to the ground as you're hearing people jeer at you. Pick something! The crowd grows restless.
Aelin will look up and shout back, "Alright, what do you all recommend then?"
Then you just hear the crowd yell back again, "Pick something! Quickly!" And just people yelling and jeering. Some people that have thrown something have gone to go get like another. It's like someone who threw their drink in anger at people ringside and like going to go get another one now because they realize, oh, I also just want to drink.
My vote's the hand. I think the hand is the move.
I can't say I'm exactly fond of doing what I'm told. Especially like a lowlife such as himself. A jeering
gonna-
crowd is a test.
Pick up the hand.
Okay. You grab onto the hand, and as you do, you kind of raise it, and you hear, "A selection has been made," and the crowd yells and cheers. And as you do, you're looking at this hand. Let me see as it goes, and you hear this kind of like the medicine check as you kind of look at it, and you can hear just this kind of scratching sound coming from the stone around you all. And as you hear that scratching sound, you guys all kind of look around. And as you're holding this hand up out of the chest, you feel a slight pain as it begins to rapidly kind of like wrap around like a cobra's head and try to sink its nails into your wrists. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
I knew exactly what this was. Okay.
Initiative.
Severed hand doesn't seem that bad. We got this.
25 to 20. right. That means I am going to check some things. Okay. Go, gadget. All right, 20 to 15.
17.
Okay.
14 for Yoi.
Okay, 15 to 10 then.
And
Okay. Here's Yoi. Uh, 10 is Galarian. What 10 to 5?
8.
8. Fuck. And Alien started texting me. Fuck.
My dex is +3.
Okay. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's everyone. As I've got Val's thing here, and there's a quick little bit where that hand gets its little yoink on you for its free attack. It got a 22 to hit you.
Yeah, okay, that'll hit.
Yeah, you're not gonna let it ride.
That is 4 points of slashing damage to you.
Okay.
Alrighty. And with that, we jump in. This claw is going to actually, it's so funny. It also is the one thing that rolled above a 20. Rolled a 21, so it's gonna, after that initiative it gets to make another attack on you. So it's just gonna try to make its claw attack on you.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. That is 5 points of damage.
And I go down.
And once again, whoever has touched something in here goes down. As you watch as the claw grabs and pulses into Um's forearm, as the rest of you kind of turn back to hear the scratching, the claw pulls out and jabs its its pointer finger and middle finger into Um's throat, and you watch as they collapse. That is the hand's turn, which means Ophelia, it's your turn.
This looks like necromancy, doesn't it?
It definitely looks like an undead.
Then I'm not gonna confuzzle my spells anymore. I've got a few tricks. This needs to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh my god, this dice, dude. That's a 17.
That's all I got.
Insane rolls on this hand. Ophelia, you kind of cast the spell out, feel it have no effect on this hand. Yoi, we move to you.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, can I... I'm just gonna hit it with a mace.
Go for it.
That is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. And that is 3 points of damage.
You take this mace and, like a golf swing, slam this hand as it ejects from Um's neck and splatters itself against the wall. It is no more. Yui, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Hold an action. Prepare to start beating something else up.
Okay. You've got your action already, but I've got a... since you've been unceremoniously taken out of the fight right now, can I have you roll a d4?
Oh, a D4?
Yes.
I guess.
Alright.
It's a 3.
Alrighty. That means, as you all kind of hear scratching from around you, there emerges from a... You're not actually sure how it emerges. It just looks like it phases through the wall. Oh my god, why is it... The map is glitching for me, so one moment as it tries to phase through the wall and just gets stuck for a half second. Perfect. Reload, you stupid. Alright, the wall was formidable, but we got it. As you watch this kind of like bleary-eyed, kind of torn clothes looking individual, you can see that their ears have been kind of cut off and just leaving holes draining down the side of their head, bleeding. As he kind of pulls out of the wall, he is going to be kind to the person who's not here and go straight for the paladin. So, Glairin, you are going to get this shambler coming straight for you. And they are going to make, I just believe, one attack. Yes, indeed. All right. There's what I expect. An 11.
Yeah, that does not hit.
All right. As you see this person try to pull at your face, and you just kind of step backwards, narrowly avoiding slipping on the corpse of the mimic. This person's unable to do anything more, and Glairin, we go to you.
Wonderful. I'm going to pull out my sword and I'm just going to whack it.
Okay.
13.
13 will hit.
Awesome. Uh, 5 points of slashing.
5 points of slashing as you sink the blade into this person's shoulder. You see their body like kind of push back with the force of the blow, but the face doesn't react with pain. Is that your turn?
Casting a smite, just to remember, just lasts until I hit my next attack, right?
If it's the bonus action one, yeah.
Okay.
If it's divine, it's as soon as you hit, but it's before you roll damage.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Does it look, bloodied?
No, it does not look bloodied.
Yeah.
All right, is that your turn?
I'll cast Thunder Smite on the sword.
All right. You kind of like lean back, pulling the sword from it, and as you do, the rest of you see just this low light kind of begin emanating from the tip of Glairin's sword. This kind of crackling energy. Which means, Aelin, it is your turn.
I am going to just simply mosey my way over there, use my 30 feet of movement, and then get there, and I'm going to just hit it with my rapier.
Go for it.
Old reliable. That went from a 19 to a 3. Does an 8 hit?
An 8 does hit.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. All right, I'm gonna...
These things are not
Right,
quick.
Thank God, honestly, thank God. That's a 10. I need an 8. Cool. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
And that is my turn.
All right. As once again, you sink it in just in front of the face. You kind of shear off a bit of the chin and part of the collarbone, and the creature barely reacts, only to the actual weight of the blow on the body. Yeah. So, which means we go to Um's turn. Would you make a death saving throw for me?
Oh, I would love to.
Thank you, thank you. And then we are going to actually have Suzanne. Can you roll 2 more d4s for me? Let me know.
I guess.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm having a
I
feeling
got
this might be a
2
bad move.
2s.
2 2s. Okay. That means you've got, emerging from this side of the wall, 2 more. And they are going to both move over, and there's going to be 2 attacks on Yoi.
Fucked up. Alright.
Yoi, there is a 11 and a 5 on you. Do either of those hit?
No.
Okay. As you kind of duck underneath the first one and step back, kind of standing over in between you and these 2 kind of like shambling husks. Again, both of them have had their ears kind of shaved off and just kind of jerking motions towards you to try and scratch at you. That is their turn. Which means we are going to... Actually, don't. Think. Val is going to. Oh boy, this is the problem. It's like I don't know what I want, what Val would want to do here because I haven't gotten enough time with you boys yet. I think he's just gonna try to move over and crack the existing one in the back of the head real quick. I did roll high enough. All right. As once again, this one at the bottom is kind of surrounded by the 3 of you, and you just see Val kind of take a crack against this one's head. You can see the back of the skull almost kind of split open, and you see like gray ooze kind of coming from the back of it, but it does not react. It does not look good anymore, though. And I have one final roll, as they're all coming from the same walls. This one pulls up and is going to, now that Val has joined, is going to make a move. That is a 6. Val is able to avoid that as another one kind of streaks, its nails kind of scraping along the wall. Which means we go back up to the top of initiative. The fateful hand is dead. And Ophelia, it is your turn. What would we like to be doing?
Prop myself up using half of my movement.
Indeed.
And unfortunately, since everyone's distracted, you're gonna have to make do with me. So let's get that medicine check to stabilize you. Whew. You 10.
10 is the DC.
10.
10 is the DC. So whatever save they're at, they're at that save. So even if they take a hit from one of these creatures, if they haven't failed that check, they won't instantly die. So, Ophelia, that is your action. Is there anything you'd like to do with your bonus action?
Can I take a look around and kind of deduce the nature of this shenanigans?
I mean, you're watching these kind of creatures kind of mindlessly pull forward. They're not. They're just single-mindedly on attacking you guys.
How are they slipping through the walls?
Oh, make an Arcana check.
Hey, I need advantage.
That's unfortunate.
Got you.
Um's a little preoccupied, not dying.
8.
8? You're not sure.
I hate this highborn magic, man.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Which means we go to Yoi. Yoi, you've got 2 of these creatures coming up to you saying, "What up? What you got?"
Hey, Cody, what's your dex for Aelin?
It's not too bad. It is a 17 or a +3.
You're not a high enough level to fireball the group. What are you doing?
If I move here, does that provoke an opportunity attack from this?
Yes, it
If
would.
I go from here to here, okay. I'm gonna take that.
Okay. Opportunity attack. That is a 21.
21 hits.
21, and it will be for 7 points of damage.
Okay,
As he just
great.
slams across your leg as you feel part of your clothes kind of tear as these nails rip into your flesh, and you can feel hot blood kind of coursing down your side.
All right. So, what you will see is Yoi will have like bubbling coming out of her hands with acid, and she's going to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew. Everybody, including in the 30 feet line in front of me, make a dex. That includes Aelin, unfortunately.
30 feet long line, yeah. We got some deck saves to make. So the one immediately in front of you, that is a 17. The next one is an 11. And the final one is a 4.
First one passes, the other two fail.
Alrighty. Aelin, what is yours?
I rolled a 17 + 3 for 20.
Alright.
Passes.
Swag. I take half damage though?
Let me see here. So, each creature in the line succeeded on a dexterity throw or be covered in acid for the spell's duration or until a creature uses an action to scrape or wash off the acid. Creature covered in the acid takes 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of their turns.
You avoid it entirely. Put some green, or we'll put this chemical indicator on the 2 that failed. All right, as you wash over these 2 creatures, as they both have acid kind of dripping from their forms, Aelin is able to dodge out of the way at the last moment as the rest of it spatters onto the wall. Yoi, is there anything else you'd like to be doing?
No, I think that's my turn.
Alrighty. Well, I do believe we'll be busting out those damage dice right now because the first creature is up. Please roll me those 2d4 and let me know what you get.
All right. That's gonna end up being 5 points, a 3 and a 2.
That is just enough. As you watch Aelin, you kind of pull back in to see this thing turning back towards you, part of its back skull kind of sloshing off as you watch the jaw disconnect, the brow kind of pull off the rest of its skin as the skeleton's exposed for kind of a half second as the body still has tension before it collapses into ooze. And it's gone.
I am glad I dodged that.
There goes that one. And at the start of its turn, it took that damage, so it doesn't do anything, which means, Glarin, you're just good to go, my man.
Oh, I love that. I'm just gonna move out here, and then I'm gonna smack it with my stick again.
Stick smack. Not again. This is the first time this thing's been hit.
Oh, the other one then. Yeah. 19.
19 definitely hits. You've got your smite on there. Don't be afraid to put in that damage.
Yup. $13 points of damage.
13 points of
Total.
damage. Sick.
8 is thunder.
That is all good. Any other effects that smite puts on or no?
When it hits, it'll make a really loud sound.
Okay.
So he'll smack this zombie, and it'll just like the sound of crashing waves are just gonna ring out throughout this sort of arena.
As though a rogue wave has hit the wall of this fight pit. You hear this against the walls as you can see the skin almost like threaten to pull apart at the seams, but it does not.
Okay.
Is that your turn, Glarin?
Yes.
Okay. Aelin, it's your turn.
I'm gonna run up to this one that's poisoned and hit him with the rapier as usual. For a 19.
19
That
hits.
better hit. Thank God.
18 hits, 19 doesn't actually.
Yeah, crazy. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. As you strike this blow into the creature, you almost... oh, that was that. It was the other one. As you strike this blow into the creature, you can see kind of where the acid was working its way in and stab it kind of in the back. And you can kind of almost hear like this rush of air as though someone is exhaling from their lungs. But it's less of someone exhaling, more of you're forcefully pushing it out from inside of them as they kind of shudder, but they are still up and going. Anything else?
I can't shove this thing for a bonus action, can I?
No, you
It's a
cannot.
full
That
action.
would be an
Dang it.
attack action.
All right, that is my turn.
All right, is still good, which means is the creature on Yoi that dodged the acid is just going to spin and try to smack her. Yoi, that is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
All right. That's another 7 points of damage. This thing cannot cool off. As once again, it kind of lunges forward and scrapes kind of the front of you just below where the neck is. And you feel, once again, these nails kind of rake through and pull skin and draw blood. This fight needs to end quickly. The third one has been distracted from Yoi, though, so it's going to go for Aelin. Aelin, that is a 16 to hit.
That does not hit.
As this one scratches outward and just splays off the armor, you hear a nail shatter. That is that creature's turn, which means we've got Sir Val down here for his turn, as he's just going to try to bop that boy that Glarin did. He will bop it. 5 points. As he kind of adds on to the bit of it, you can see some of the skin kind of beginning to peel off the shoulder. You can see that kind of grayish blood kind of beginning to pool outwards of the form. But it is still standing, as well as it is going to swing on the paladin. That is an 18 to hit you.
Yeah, that does in fact hit.
It cannot. These creatures cannot not deal 7 points of damage. This is crazy. 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Alrighty. That is that creature's turn, which means we go up to Ophelia.
I'll deal with this one in front of Aelin. Have
Okay.
it give me a wisdom saving throw. I'm not confuzzling this spell.
Sounds good. Jazz, please also roll your acid damage. Don't want to forget
Nice.
that.
Okay.
That's a natural 20. Hell, I'm sorry. That's a rough one.
That's 7 points of damage.
Thank you. 7 points.
I'd rather take the natural 20 out of the way on something like this.
Gotcha. Well,
Sure.
even as it's looking at you
something to laugh
unfazed,
at.
you're watching the skin begin to burn away as this creature is barely hanging on, but again, not reacting to the damage like a normal living thing would. Ophelia, anything else?
That's all I got.
Alrighty.
I'm stable. I don't really have anything in the tank.
Sounds Gucci, which means Yoi. What you got?
Alright, we're gonna sword burst homie in front of me.
Okay.
Please make a dex save.
That's an 11.
That fails. 1d6 force damage
Sounds Gucci.
for 5 points of damage.
Alright, the first damage put onto this creature, you kind of pull across its chest and you can see the shirt kind of rip and splay open, and you can see bone that you've kind of cut to, but the creature does not react. Yoi, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think that is it. Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. Which means we go straight to Glarin.
Awesome. Let's hit it again.
Alrighty.
$23.
23 absolutely hits.
8 points of slashing.
8 points of slashing. You carve into this creature. And you see you split and these veins burst open in the neck, which would be an insta-kill shot. However, you look as the creature just kind of pauses for a moment before pulling back. It is still alive. Glarin, anything else?
No. That's fine.
Alrighty. Aelin, it is your turn.
I guess I'm just going to try and finish this one off that's right in front of me.
Go for it.
So I will, once again, give him another good slash.
Give the slash.
Ooh, that is a dirty 20.
That will in fact hit.
Thank gosh. Crazy if an 18 hits and a 19 and a 20 don't. I think give it out for us. That's a sizable 12 points of damage.
You carve into this creature in the exact same spot as you didn't see Glarin carve into it. But this time you see Ophelia. You both see this creature split open and fall lifeless to the ground. Inconsistent. Anything else you'd like to do?
I guess, yeah, I'll move up to the next one and wait my turn.
All right. Which means we actually go to that creature's turn as it is busy trying to hit this nasty woman in front of her.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm know that I'm paying attention to this.
I'm rolling.
You're always looking really bad, right?
Yeah. Yoi is bloody.
That dice says 6.
All right. That means it is a 9 to hit, Yoi.
9 to hit? No, does not hit.
All right. It lunges forward, but something seems to almost kind of twinge its hand, and it crashes into the crate next to you. You're unharmed. Val is going to take a swing at the creature at the bottom. That is a dirty 20 to hit. Nice. It does, in fact, with another blow, crumble. And there is one left. Which means we go straight to Ophelia.
Let's try it again. Give me the wisdom save.
Wisdom. A 2.
Finally, is this one injured?
Yes, all of them have been injured.
That's a D12. 11 damage. 11 necrotic damage, if that matters.
You watch as it becomes slightly more raisin-like, as it kind of almost, you add a stage of deterioration onto it, as it kind of like just stays focused and honed in on Yoi. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's all I've got.
All right, which means Yoi, we go straight to you.
But of course. Yeah, let's just bonk it with the mace.
Go for it.
That is an 18 to hit.
18 absolutely hits.
Amazing. 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. All right, this creature takes the blow, unfazed but badly damaged. It's coming apart at the seams. You can see, like, you've knocked some of its teeth out. You can see the kind of skin kind of almost melting over the eyes, but it's just unrelenting. Anything else you'd like to do?
Call him a bitch and move on.
Sounds Gucci. Glaren.
Yep. Move up here. Hit him.
Get that bonk on.
$21.
21 absolutely hits.
I would like to Divine Smite.
Absolutely. How would you like to do this?
Is that it? Are they that low? I'll just raise the sword over my head and just cleave downward into it.
All right. As each of you are kind of like beginning to surround this thing, it kind of almost kind of leers over and looks back towards the person who had just slammed into it, to see this charging elven form of Glaren kind of move up. As they do, they raise their hands above their head, the sword sparking this more like warm divine light, and then cleaving down. You can hear this almost like ripple burst through it as the skin separates from a part of the bone, and the creature partly turns to ash, falling dead. And with
I want
that,
to turn to Glaren and say, well, I think I had that one, but I appreciate it.
You say so.
And with that, there's this bit of silence after the snarky remark, before this raucous cheer pulls up from above you, and you can see and almost kind of feel this light misting from people who are cheering and like slamming mugs of ale together so much that like the extra drink is kind of raining down upon a lot of you. But people are have switched from their jeering beforehand to applause and cheers, as you can kind of hear a little bit muted the voice of Adler saying, "Someone bring them up," and people still looking down on you, congratulating. As you can see, the demeanor of the room, once you have kind of played along with this possible rite or initiation, has kind of drawn more into your favor, I'll say. And with that, you all kind of breathe this a bit of a sigh of relief kind of immediately comes out.
Can I cover face with a part of my cloak so she's not drenched in beer?
Yeah, easy enough. All right. It takes a few minutes, but as you do, you see the you can see the kind of like false door kind of reopen of this kind of metal sheeting as the dwarvish man kind of gestures all of you over. Is still unconscious on the floor, but you guys do seem to have rain to get out of here.
Sorry, can I cast Cure Wounds on
Sure.
I thought you didn't have your wounds.
on
But you can cure
yeah,
wounds.
that. So yeah, I'm a idiot.
She remembered suddenly she could use that.
I suddenly remembered that I don't only know 2 level 1 spells. I know 5 level 1 spells. Oops, my bad.
That sounds right.
My bad. So let's get that going. Oh god, how do I even? Isn't it?
It's a
It is
D8 plus your spell
D8
casting.
plus my spell casting. Okay, yep. All right, plus my spell casting mod. So that'll be 12 points.
Ooh. Wait a minute.
With all that health, we should go back in for the Banshee.
What did you add together just now?
A D8 plus my spell casting modifier.
You have a spellcasting modifier of +4?
Does that not sound right?
Do you have an 18 intelligence?
Yeah, what's your intelligence?
My intelligence is 14.
So you add
So
2
it's-
to it.
It's 2, not 4. You're adding proficiency and your thing. It's only the score for wisdom or whatever you're using as your spellcasting modifier. Like, are you intelligence or wisdom based? I think you're intelligence. You're only using the intelligence modifier number. That's it to add to that.
Aw. Okay.
So it's 10, not 12. I gotta ask, because if you look, I had to take a strength of 4 to get a 16 in here. I'm not gonna get shown
8
up by
points
the
then.
How many?
8.
8.
8? Okay, sick.
Alrighty. Well, as Yoi kind of goes over, you kind of sputter back to life as well, to hear kind of the cheers of the crowd, and notice that all of you are kind of being like pulled in a direction. The dwarf has a couple people. While he's staying behind, these other people are kind of trying to get the 6 of you to move upwards.
I'll just follow someone in the group.
Am I left behind again?
I'll pick up Ophelia.
Alrighty.
My strength of 9.
The strength of 9.
Look, I covered your face to keep the beer off of you. It's the least you could do.
Alright. Well, unless if someone is insisting on staying behind in this room, you guys follow up the ramp. As you do so, you kind of pull up to that fork in the road where you guys were let downward and Rebecca was pulled upwards and are spun onto the same path that you saw her go. You can see that it kind of like moves upwards as the kind of sound kind of pulls back. or comes back to each of you. You can hear kind of the people excitedly talking in a group, like they've just seen a very interesting horse race or a nice boxing match, as everyone is still kind of jazzed from that. And as the 6 of you are kind of pulled in and people see that you finally come here, a kind of welcoming like wave of like a cheer comes in, as though that you've just won a bar fight and beat up the regular that no one likes. Honestly, coincidental to that situation, each of you see it is seen to that each of you have a mug kind of forcefully pushed into your grasp from different people. Some of them clapping each of you kind of specifically on the back of like, saw you fucking tear that bastard apart right at the end. Fucking spectacular. Or the acid, impressive. You get this kind of like sorrowful, kind of like almost like sorrowful pat on the shoulder of like a there of just like, someone has to pick up the thing. It always happens. As each of you are kind of like swarmed by the crowd of a little over 24 people in this room.
Even me in the backpack?
Oh, yeah, there's a mug pushed into your hands as well.
Who has Ophelia?
Does.
Do I have Ophelia? Does. Okay, just make sure.
Why do you want me?
Obviously.
So, as each of you kind of have these drinks kind of pushed into your hands and see through holes in the crowd, you can also see that this place is a bit bigger on the upside. The grate that everyone was looking through was actually just about a third of the actual area. And the people walking away to go get a drink weren't walking far, as on the other far side you can see that there is a kind of managed bar, and there are tables, and this operates as almost like a standard bar or tavern. There are people with different food, people with different ales. The majority are kind of crowded around you, but there are a couple that were uninterested. Among all of this, you can kind of see, just kind of watching from afar, if any of you are paying attention, is that man who struck you as the leader. He still has the people kind of flanking him. They're not rushing you like everyone else. And although his hands are kind of like lower instead of crossed, like he's angry at you, they're just kind of folded by his waist as he just seems to watch how you're all acting. After about 20 or so seconds of you guys getting mobbed by them, anyone that looks back over can see his form kind of walking away as he exits through a door with his small entourage. The rest of you are free to bask in the crowd's compliments or do something else, but as of the moment, there is no immediate direction as you've been swarmed by people congratulating you. What is the next step, if any?
I mean, what is the next step? I feel like we're strange people in a strange land somehow. Is there like anybody that we know still down here, or like did Adler go with the entourage? Is Becky in the room?
You're welcome to make a perception check. The only reason you have to make a perception check is because right now the crowd is mogging you.
Yeah.
And so you're looking around. It's just the entourage is such a large presence that it's easy to see. Was easy to see.
I rolled a 16.
16. you can actually see, although Adler is not present, you can see Becky. She's standing on a table kind of about 15, 20 feet away. And you can see she isn't like drinking or cheering like anything else. You just see her kind of like looking at the group of you with kind of like a relieved look on her face as was looking across all of you, and your eyes kind of meet as she realizes that you saw her.
Okay. I think I'll try and start to make my way in that direction.
Sure.
But is there anybody in the crowd that's trying to talk to me specifically? Or is it all just like, hey, congratulations, great. I don't want to cold shoulder anybody, I guess.
No, everyone is talking like specifically about like any compliments towards you. They are like personalized compliments of like specifically how fast you were, or that fucking what was that, a shadow? Like you became a shadow to stab a box? Fuck, what the? And all that kind of stuff kind of moving over, but no one's like trying to get any longer of a conversation than like a quick tap on your shoulder. And you are able to start to wade through the crowd. As you are able to kind of break through, the rest of them are more than happy to mog the other 5 individuals that you came into the pit with. As you can make your way over to Becky. She kind of still kind of stands on the table, so at this point she's eye level with you.
Is there an open seat, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try and take a seat and just say, well, how did we do?
Just glad you made it. It's a bit of a rough patch. Y'all decided to choose on that. People normally go for the snake skin. So congratulations. It well deserved. I was just nervous. That's all.
What did you choose?
Snake skin.
How'd that? Obviously, you survived it, but how'd that go?
Yeah, they dropped a half dozen dropped a half dozen full dozen feet wide long snakes in the enclosure. Try to eat you whole. Made it out with everything intact.
Surely you weren't by yourself, though, right?
No, there was some others in there, about 4 others at the time. Upstarts, we were. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think y'all have done it though. Prove yourself, as he liked to say it, worth your salt. So I think y'all don't need to worry about having a place to stay. At the very least, you don't have to worry about me staking you anymore.
Oh, I'm sure there's always going to be a couple times that you'll have to come in and swoop us out of a problematic situation. But speaking of places to stay, where do we go next? Is there a market? I'm a little low on things. Hiding out for as long as we did, I realized I don't have a comfortable place to sleep. I wouldn't mind getting a couple items and maybe stocking up.
Yeah, of course. There's a market down here as well. Need to find whether y'all want to actually be in the underground. I'd assume that y'all are gonna. Maybe y'all are gonna split up after this, but there'll be rooms available in different pots down here. People that have to stay in shadow all the time, there's always accommodations.
I suppose yes. Well, I'll have to have that conversation with the group after. I'll look back at the mob of people after the celebration starts to wind down.
Yeah. I mean, there's worse issues to have at the moment, I'd say, than a bunch of people trying to get you drunk at once.
True that, considering just 24 hours ago we were in a little hot water on the other side of town.
Yeah.
I'll take my drink and I'll just kind of sit back and sip my mug.
Mm-hmm. And you don't even have a scratch on you. You know what you're doing.
I suppose that heist wasn't the best first impression, but I've seen some. Yeah, I've seen a battle or two.
Would anyone else like to be doing anything, or are we just taking the compliments and drinks until the chatter dies down?
Compliments and drinks until the chatter dies down.
Alrighty.
Yep.
I'm hiding in the bag with my drink. I don't want to talk to these people.
Alrighty. Well, it goes on for a while of different groups of people. The main bit of them go away after about like the first 10-20 minutes. However, people are still getting you different drinks, coming up and talking with you about your experience or their experience, as you do realize several other people have in fact gone through the pit, is what you learn is the unofficial title of it, as the almost a full kind of hour passes by you just underneath before the crowd, either through duties that they need to do or just generally running through what they have to say or coin to spend on you for drinks, begins to kind of peter out. And you can see this place kind of return to what you'd expect it looks like normally. A still kind of more chipper underground bar than you'd imagine, of people talking together in a bit of a joyous or just casual tone, nursing drinks or grabbing a quick bite to eat, as each of you who have taken on plenty of ale, if you so have chosen, find yourselves kind of left to your own devices as the crowd disperses. At this point, each of you can kind of easily see the seat that Aelin has taken, and that Becky is still there as well. The floor is yours.
When I finish my my beer, I do kind of want to like put my arm out with the empty beer mug in my hand and like wave it towards
I'll take it and just put it somewhere.
All
I
right.
want another beer.
You want another one?
Yes.
Oh fuck, let's get you another beer.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yes. I want another beer.
Yoi hasn't been drinking hers, so she'll just pass you her mug.
I'm gonna.
I'll take Ophelia's mug and then pass the new mug to Ophelia.
Just like that, the hand goes back into the bag to drink this beer.
I'm just gonna leave the empty mug on like a table or the bar or something.
Absolutely. as such, with all this dying down, is there any plans? You can see that most people have left you alone. Becky's over at a table with Aelin, but the crowd has kind of given way to you.
If Aelin wants to
Yoi
gamble,
will,
he's gonna have to come and get me.
What time of
Yoi will make her way over to Becky and Aelin and just sit down at the table.
Glaven will accompany her.
All right.
Is coming too?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. As each of you kind of like sit down at the table, you can see that now that like the kind of instant relief that some, or at the very least Aelin, had seen on her face when you guys had first arrived has kind of been able to peter out, and now she's just sort of waiting, almost as if like she's expecting something. And you can see her eyes kind of like almost nervously glance at each of you, pausing for a moment on I'd say, we got any passive insights over 14 here or no? Okay.
Yes, I have exactly a 14.
You
Hey.
math that out.
Hey, I got a 14 too.
Is that wisdom?
Yes.
Yes, it would be wisdom.
Okay.
10 plus wisdom. Unless if you have proficiency in that, bitch. So Ophelia, you see her eyes kind of like nervously looking, like just kind of like glancing at each of you, almost like she's expecting one of you to say something. But they do pause for a little bit longer on Glaven, and then continue kind of like they're looking around. But you do see an overall expression of like, well, everyone is still here.
Well, if no one's going to say anything, I'll break the awkward silence at the table. I'll say, well, it sounds like after our success there, fighting those undead, we've been sort of given, I guess, access to the facilities in the underground. So we do have the ability to do some, light shopping, and I believe we have a few places to stay if we need. This may be a very advantageous location for us to use. What do you think our next move should be? Are we still trying to get out of town? Do we have things we'd like to accomplish?
Getting out of town is still top of the list of priorities for me.
It's still pretty early in the day, isn't it?
As far as you guys believe, you've spent a few hours at minimum underground.
At some point, I need to run back to the inn.
What do you have left at the end?
My everything.
Yeah.
Who's
Only to do
the
that.
special person?
My all of it.
Oh, I suppose. Well, I believe Ophelia and I are stuck down here. Then, if you guys need to make that trip, perhaps we will bunker down here for a little while. Yui, our new friend Val. I think
Hi.
I suppose that brings it up to you guys.
I didn't leave anything down there. Or up there. Up there.
That's exactly what he would say if he was here too.
Would you have known if you had left something up there?
Yeah.
All right, I can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get in, so I planned to stay in. However, I thrive in the sunlight, so I'm not sure if staying down here is going to be beneficial for me.
Oh, very well. If the space gives you claustrophobia, I suppose you can go back with these two to get some fresh air. Perhaps maybe where are we all at on getting out of town though? Yoi, if you had planned to get into town this whole time, I guess that puts us at a weird spot. Becky, is there other things that we can do? Is there, now that we've kind of proven ourselves, should we just wait for the forces at D to give us direction, or what did you do after winning your battle?
I mean, I asked for a job, asked for work. Said my pockets don't agree with me being sedentary. As such, they put me to work. If y'all don't like talking to Adler, which, trust me, I understand, be more than happy to try and get a work order from him for you. We'll try to make it not as damning as last time.
Speaking of, now that we're not, or at least we're a little more in the inner circle, do you have any other knowledge on what went so wrong? What killed the butler? Where the reports? Is there any talkings on the underground?
No, people trying to figure out what's going on. Unfortunately, most of the information comes from the mistress, but her people are. They can only get information from a certain sort of people, and those people are all convinced that it's the two shadowy figures that killed a god and ran off in the night. I mean, there's a couple people that are, in full belief that it was that maid, but I've heard nothing else, which, honestly, if I'd heard anything else, that would be what I lean towards believing.
Well, very well. I hope that whatever reports were taken didn't fall into too dastardly of hands, but I guess only time will tell with that.
I mean, information is its own currency, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of the other of the underground was keeping it for themselves. Rivalries pop up between the gangs just as frequently as they would between rival businesses up top.
Gangs, you say? Should we be cautious of things down here? I mean, how many gangs are we talking? Is there? What kind of rivalries do we need to be aware of?
I mean, you're in the den of one of them. This is the these are the people of the Changebringer. That is this is his posse. This is his family. I mentioned one of the other ones, the mistress. She's the dealer of information. Honestly, I thought if I didn't find you, or the law didn't find you, she would be the one to find you, one of her people. And, I mean, if we're going into gangs, then the breakers would be the final piece of that puzzle. But, granted that you were found, so that means the breakers didn't find you.
The breakers. That sounds. I'm thankful we weren't found by them.
Yeah, they're an odd group of people. I don't know many people that'd be willing to fly under the banner that was stolen from a barbarian tribe. But you know, some people just need that extra scare factor. I mean, I'm sure they have a Dragonborn, but I doubt they have any of the real deal. I don't deal too much in the Breaker gang, so I tend to stay in my lane, or try to. Most of the people that try to stitch across the aisle after the last half century, I've been told, haven't fared so well.
I suppose that's good advice. It sounds like we should probably avoid the breakers then. Is there bad blood between this the Changebringer and the Mistress gangs? I mean, are we able to get information? Is it kind of assimilated okay, or will it be pretty? Will we get more bad looks down here just as we do up on the surface?
I mean, y'all didn't come with me, but we actually entered into the underground, my half of the group, through one of her gateways. There's not necessarily bad blood between any of the gangs, especially right now, with however many Inquisitors roaming above the surface. You kind of can't... The rat can't focus on eating a rat while a cat's around looking for both of them. But kind of haven't been in the mindset of helping each other since the last time the three all kind of got together to do something. Kind of ended in chaos, and, well, figured it was better to work separated from there, as far as what I've been told. There was a time where everyone worked together. I'm sure it was an interesting time. But now it's all about coexistence. Funny that the underground's more focused on that than the above ground.
I suppose outcasts and lesser members of society tend to have to stick together when the higher powers are at be. If we were looking for information or I had a couple questions on some things, would there be a specific place to go talk to people who are under the Mistress? Is there, or are they also sort of floating around these areas?
I mean, they'll be floating around for sure, but the big thing would be to, well, make sure that you'll just come in with pure intentions. They hang around the seedy folk because they're the ones with the information, you see. The Mistress gets her name for a reason. Her people have their names for a reason. And it's because of the kind of clients that they take on a standard basis without getting any information. Those are the kind of jobs that they run in. However, that job leads to a lot of loose lips.
I suppose I'm picking up what you're saying. Yeah, interesting. Do I see anybody in the place we're at gambling at all? Do I see any dice being thrown around? I have to ask. I'm contractually obligated.
I'm gonna be contractually obligated to ask you to make a luck check to see if anyone's gambling. It's gonna be random.
Am I lucky enough to gamble today? Am I lucky enough to gamble? Yikes, buddy. So I don't add anything to that?
No, it's just the D20. Are you above
Does
a
a
12?
seven?
No.
Does a 7 do anything for me?
As right as I said, do you have a 12?
Alright. I guess it's a...
There's a
Lord day
gambleless
today.
night. You have a feeling that people might have spent all of their gambling funds for the night on a certain thing that happened about an hour or so.
on me. I didn't even get to
earlier.
gamble on us.
You didn't even get to gamble on.
I should
you
have put
didn't-
a bet up.
You didn't have the right to gamble on yourself yet, and now you do.
If I had shouted at somebody up above, like 5 gold, we win this thing, would that have? Do you think that have paid out?
I mean, with the crowd that you're in person, maybe.
Next time.
Maybe. Also,
Next time.
I guess you wouldn't have to worry about paying out if you're dead, so.
Yeah, they're probably gonna loot me anyway. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Do you want to just roll some
Well-
dice and see if you're better than me?
I was hoping that Val would be here, but yes, I'd be happy to. At least test my luck out one more time for the night after that victory.
But I'm gonna put a whole gold piece down.
All right, I'll match your gold piece.
They're gonna take me for everything I'm worth, man.
You don't have to be in on. If you want to be in on this, you can be.
What the heck?
You can hear the metal.
Okay. First round. How's that D8 looking? Who's in? I should ask that. Who's in?
I'm in. Who's in?
Okay.
I want
I'm
to,
in.
but I don't have dice.
Oh, come on.
Why
all
are
bought
all
dice.
of you at?
Don't we all have dice? I thought we all bought dice.
We all bought
I did
dice.
not buy dice.
Not everyone bought
In
dice.
the bar.
I got cards, not dice.
Not everyone bought dice.
Yeah, I didn't buy dice.
Oh.
Buy dice here.
Yo, you can always bet on one of us winning.
True.
If I leave
You
my
believe
key
in
with
more.
you, and you decide to go up top to get your stuff, would you grab mine?
Sure.
Are you talking to Yoi or are you talking to
I'm talking to because
Okay.
Um's the one who said they had to go up.
Sure.
While you guys gamble, I think I'm gonna go and try and find Adder to see what kind of work they have going for us.
Realistically
Okay.
speaking, those not under investigation right now should probably stay in the inn until the amount of time that was paid for runs out, or it's going to look really suspicious that you skip town.
How much
Okay,
longer do we have in the inn? Like a
Um,
couple days, maybe.
Yeah, I think so because you guys have only stayed there like what 2 to 3 days, and you paid for a week, which is 5.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple more days, yeah.
Good deal with that.
Yeah, that's fine. We can stay up there.
Okay, well I got some gold to win.
Okay.
Is it just the two of us?
Gold to lose, I think.
Yoi is going to stand and walk to the bar and see if there are any dice for purchase and see if they're pretty. And if they're not pretty, she won't buy them.
Like that.
I'm gonna say make a luck check to see if there's if this place has dice.
Oh shit, I've never had to do this. How do I do a luck check?
It's just a d20 roll. You don't add anything to it.
Ooh,
You're
I'm
hoping-
feeling kind of lucky. 17.
Oh, I was gonna say 12 to have dice, 15 to have good dice. As you kind of go up and you look at what is available, there are several kind of sets of dice. Some of them look to be just standard pieces of like carved wood. There's others that you can see are like worked stone with numbers kind of carved into them. And then near the kind of end of it, you can see these dice that look like they are melted down copper pieces, with kind of different etchings in the sides to denote the numbers.
How much for this set?
You see the half orc kind of at the bar, kind of looks up at you. Metal dice, 2 silver.
All right. You know what? How oh god, how many silver are in a gold? Fuck.
10.
Math. 10. Perfect. You said how much? 2 silver?
2 silver.
All right. Yoi will toss 2 silver to the bartender and take the set and go back to the table.
Alrighty.
Well, those are rather fancy. I hope you purchase some luck with Luz.
How about put your money where your mouth is? And Yoi's gonna toss 2 gold onto the table.
Fuck. All right.
As the ante. All right. Take Ophelia for all she's worth, I guess.
Put another 2.
2
in.
gold.
Or, put another 1 in. I mean,
So pot is up. The bet is at 2 gold per person. And unless if someone else is joining, it's the 3 of you.
No.
Oh, I'm actually folding. You're not getting any more money from me.
Yeah,
Take
no,
your 1 gold.
Yeah,
All right. Ophelia folds.
valid.
I'll tell you what I rolled afterwards, but I think you can guess what it is.
All right. So everyone rolls your d8. I think it'd be even funnier if you guys send me what you roll via
I thought we
DM.
already rolled our D8s.
I think you did too, but I don't think Jazz has yet
Yeah, we
because
did.
she didn't buy anything.
I haven't, but I did.
Okay. We got our
And I'll send
d8s.
you my number.
I love hearing the numbers. Alrighty. Oh, I see all the numbers coming in. Yay. I love it. Since we start with the challenger, and I do believe we're gonna see if we've got some checks or raises.
I'm gonna check.
Okay.
I'm gonna raise
I don't think you're
1 more gold.
All right. 3
I'll
gold.
call.
I will tilt my little cup back and go. I'll raise 3 on top.
All right. So up to 5. Which means we go to right now.
I'll call.
So up to 5,
Yeah.
and then over to Yoi.
Yep, up
Up.
to 5.
Up to 5. All right, everyone's gonna roll their d6 now. Oh wait, you already rolled the d8, yeah, and then now the d6. Send that one in. Okay.
I fold.
you fold on check. Cool. Which means we go to Yoi.
You know what? I'll raise another 1 gold piece.
Up to 6.
I must appreciate how cautious you're being, but unfortunately, Lady Tamora is on my side tonight. I will raise 3 more gold.
Up to 8.
I'm also raising up to 8.
All right, we got a match. Which means we've got
Very well.
our D4. One final roll between the two. Okay. Yoi, you have the floor right now. Calling or raising?
raise it 2 more gold pieces.
10.
Surely your dice cannot be that good.
The look over his shoulder.
Very well. Unfortunately, I am out of gold pieces and cannot raise up to 10, so
I mean,
you
that
may
just
have my pot.
that means that you're priced out and would go in with your stuff, unless if you want to fold. Of what is she gonna make you broke? Oh my god, this is ruthless.
This is ruthless.
Let the class know I have 2 gold pieces on me. 1 now.
Yeah,
But I had 2.
I had 8. I have none.
So do you have no other coin at all?
I have like silver and copper, but I'm not gonna spend my bedroll money on this goat.
This was your idea.
Look,
God.
she showed up and was like, "Oh,
Lock in. Lock in. Get
very
twisted.
well,
Get
very well."
twisted.
Unfortunately, I was not sent on my journey with a lot of change. However, I do have 10 torches.
My journey cost me an arm and a leg.
Would you take 10 torches?
Let me just throw in for you, and you will toss 2 more gold on the table.
The fucking she bets for you.
Okay, very
Oh, she's mogging you right now. She's farming aura off of you.
very well. I suppose I'll show. Oh man, I'll show my hand.
Okay, the 2 hands get shown. Aelin, what you got?
A 7, a 2, and a 1, totaling for a 10.
Yoi?
I got a 7, a 6, and a 3.
Fuck! That is tough. I'm broke. I'm broke, gang. Becky, where did you say that work was?
I rolled a 1 on my D8 and knew that I used all my luck today. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want the smoke.
Alrighty.
Yoi's just going to toss everyone back their money, because this was just for fun. I didn't actually want your money. I have enough.
Wow. She has enough, she says.
Everyone gets your coin back.
I'm gonna throw my coin back at Yoi.
I don't want mine back either.
Yeah, I don't want this shit. This is dirty money.
This is dirty money. This is pity money.
This is pity
Shit,
points.
okay, how much gold do I get back then?
So it's 8
Dungeon
from
Master.
Aelin, 1 from Ophelia, and then I believe you had 2?
I think I was up to 5.
You were up to 5? Okay.
Yeah.
So 8, 9, 14 gold is added to your inventory.
Okay.
Not including what you bet. And added in for Aelin.
Right.
Alrighty. As everyone kind of like throws their stuff back.
Well, after that, we'll. I would like to find some work, I suppose. Maybe we get settled for, at least for those of us staying down here, settled for the night as well. Becky, where did you say those shops were, and perhaps an inn or some type of sleeping arrangements?
I can lead you there. It's perfectly fine. Want to go to the shops before any sort of betting, I assume, and then we can kind of go from there.
Yes, I think that would be best. Well, what do we say then? I think we've got, who's all left at the table at this point? Obviously, myself, Ophelia, Yoi.
Glayron had left when you guys were
Left.
gambling to go
Okay.
find Adder, was my intention.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll let you do your thing.
All right.
What happens over that way?
Well, we can move over that way. Glayron, how are you beginning your journey to try and find Adler?
He left with Chain Guy, right?
No, you didn't see him in the first place after he had
No?
called you guys up. You can try to go through the same door that the chain guy went through.
I'm gonna assume that's gonna be locked, but I might as well give it a go.
Sure. It's not locked.
Poke my head through. Is there anyone on the other side?
All right. You can see kind of like a kind of more structured hallway than like the pass-through areas that you've seen. As this one is kind of like lightly furnished, and you can see a couple other doors. Kind of a denser smoke kind of hangs over, and you realize that this door was a little bit more firmly sealed than the other ones that you've been passing through, as you've kind of entered in a collection of like maybe 2 or 3 smoke rooms, and you can see kind of like these cloth strip doors that are meant to kind of be walked through for a little bit of privacy, but you can kind of smell and taste the smoke kind of hanging in the air like a curtain. There's a door a little bit ahead of the hall on your right, a little bit ahead of the hall on your left, and then you can see a kind of wider door that's not cloth, that's straight through.
I'll go through the not cloth door.
Just go straight through?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of step around these 2 clothed doors, you can feel the kind of higher sealed door kind of open and swing as the air kind of lightens up a bit. As you step through, you can see there is a kind of line of boxes and crates, wooden, that are kind of packed up against the side of one wall, and you can see people kind of moving, carrying other boxes that are in the process of being nailed down, like not like the roofs of those boxes being nailed down and then carried over to be put in kind of a larger pile. You can see just this kind of odd stamped mark of just like they have chains pulled over them, but they're inked on rather than actual physical chains kind of closing the chest. The chests are just nailed shut. But they look like standard shipping crates. Stuff that you'd see on a carriage.
Okay.
These people that are both nailing these crates shut and carrying them over kind of look at you. No hostility in their faces, just kind of curious to see you. You can see a couple of them with like a hint of recognition, like they had come over here after jeering and cheering at you, as they like a hint of a question on their eyes before they kind of go back to their work.
Okay. Do I recognize any of them?
A couple of them were just in the crowd. There are no named people that you recognize.
Okay.
These people are just working.
Sure, I'll just walk up to one of the unnamed people that I ran into after and ask them if they know where Adler is.
Okay. You walk up to this kind of like more heavy-set, gnomish figure that is nailing a lid onto the crate. This kind of like dense-looking hammer. As you can hear the clash of soft metal on hard metal. As he takes a break for a second, kind of like wipe his hand across his brow, you make your way up to him. He looks at you. Again, that kind of like same kind of questioning look kind of goes across his face before you speak. But he acknowledges you.
Okay. You wouldn't happen to know where Adler's at, would you?
I mean, he was said that he was to pull all of you up and then was leaving. He's a busy man. Do you needing him for something?
Well, now that we've finished with the pit, my group is ready to get started working, and he's the only one I know for sure who has jobs to hand out, unless you know a better place.
No, it's Adler would be the man if you're going for I assume mercenary work, what you're doing. Also, there's no need to do the pit with like the little quotation marks. That's just what we call it. It's the pit, not, or it's the pit, not the pit. So there's no need to have the things by. It's not, whatever. No, I could. Jolene, and he kind of calls out, and you see a, kind of another, just human woman kind of look up. She's got her hair kind of tied up into this kind of like bandana, but you can see like bits of it kind of dyed this almost like pastel, like it looks like it was once like a pastelish pink, but it's almost becoming like more like shiny, and at some becomes a little unnerving as it kind of spills out from her head as she looks and goes, "What? Adler, could you call him?" For him? Yeah, work. Already? Alright. You just stay put. He'll be right down. And you see this kind of woman kind of like pull up her sleeves a bit. They were about halfway up her forearm, and now they go like where a t-shirt would be, as she kind of like stalks over to another one of the doors in this room and kind of open. This underground seems to be a bit of a maze for those uninitiated, and it seems that there's no initiation to be had about learning where to go. As you do wait, you can see actually as that gnome that you were addressing finishes kind of nailing it, a guy comes over, picks up the crate, and puts it over on the stack. And as you see another crate be brought over to him to nail the lid on, just from like a quick glance, you can see it's like full of sawdust, as though it's like packing something in it. You don't see what is actually being packed, but you can see whatever it is must be very delicate to be packed in such fine, almost powder, as he begins nailing the lid onto the crate. A couple more of these kind of pass by as you wait a couple more minutes before the door opens and you see Jolene kind of exit the area and kind of like point over towards you as she's kind of walking out the door. And you see Adler, no longer with his kind of larger cloak, instead kind of wearing this kind of like black S, like not suit, but like very a tighter fitting tunic than normal, of just, it's not baggy is what I'm trying to say, and standard pants, wearing a lot more plain of clothes rather than a kind of billowing cloak to indicate intense authority. You can still see the stark white lightning bolt of skin kind of going up his face and throat as he kind of looks over at you. Kind of breathes out, steps over to you. And I see we're already making requests. What can be done for you?
Just anxious to get started working. Curious if you have anything available.
Well, if it must be known by you, the Chainbringer is currently debating what to do with the lot of you. Some skills might have caught his eye or his fancy, and there's always more hands that need things to do. I can assure you, if you want it, I can make sure there's something for you busy bees to do in the morning.
That would be appreciated.
Even the gods have their day of rest. Don't forget to take yours. I'd hate to throw you thrashing out onto the streets after you've just done a trial and your appetizer before it. We're harsh, but we're not cruel in that way. Get some sleep in you, get some rest, get some food in your belly. I'll have something for you to do.
Thank you.
I just got reminded. Your, let's call it condition. We'll call it that. Is this your dear dad's fault? Or did you just piss someone off in another life? I'm curious.
Just to be clear, I don't remember if we ever hashed that out. Glarin does know, like, why, right?
Mm-hmm. Your father told you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't exactly know why.
I'd like you to roll for that.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to beat.
Great to hear. 18?
Oh, he has a 19. You can see his eyes kind of narrow at you. Just wanted to see if dear old dad would be annoyed if something becomes of you, or happy to see you gone. Nothing more than that. Keep it to yourself if you're so uptight about it. We'll know eventually if he comes searching for you.
Well, I doubt that will happen.
Good. Then I have my suspicions on what side of the aisle you lie on. And that's all I need to know. You don't necessarily have to tell the Chainbringer that. Your situation. Just know that I am the one who's on the need-to-know basis at the moment. Because if that comes around to bite him in the ass, that's my ass. And as such, it's my due diligence to make sure that you aren't going to be a problem.
It is my belief that no ill will come because of that specifically on my end.
You talk like a man of law. Did anyone ever tell you that?
Once or twice.
Good. Keep that with you. Might be useful in the future. Go find yourself something to eat, somewhere to rest. I'll come for you in the morning.
Thank you. I will go and do that.
Alright. And kind of steps away from looking at you, talk to Jolene as you kind of make your way back. As you do, you kind of open the doors to see Ophelia and Aelin throwing coin at Yoy across the table, kind of scattering. And as you walk over, you can overhear them saying, talking about who needs to go to the surface, who needs to go to the underground market, and trying to figure out where people need to stay. As we'll catch back up to the present, with all of you also present.
I'd like to go by the market and then go back to the inn, because I need a new backpack.
Right. Well, we can have it be anyone that wants to not go above ground, or just if all of y'all want to know about where the market is, can all come with me. I'll show you the way. Then those that want to go back up topside, I can help get back up topside, and those of y'all that want to stay down here can get a place down here. Then, I mean, besides being a guide, I'm sure y'all want some space from, well, probably everyone else, including me. So I won't intrude on y'all longer than I have to. Does that plan sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Just kind of like lets out a bit of a pent up breath. All right, follow me. And she's gonna stand up, step down from the chair, and begin walking. All of you are able to kind of follow her as she kind of steps through another door and through a section of tunnels and kind of switchbacks. You have no idea how deep or how close to the surface you're going. But as something that you will gain accustomed to of when you're approaching an area of import, it's actually your nose that lets you know what's happening first. As this is the faint smell of wood smoke. Because as you do, you smell this. After a couple more minutes of walking, you can hear people kind of quietly moving around, interrupted by a loud kind of burst of speech, some form of haggling deal gone wrong. And as you kind of step up and out, you step into this massive oval market square. And you know, because there are all of these blankets that have been set out with people holding things. There are a bunch of temporary stalls that have been set or piked into the worked stone, as there has been a layer of like fine dirt for easier and safer walking that has been spread completely out among this. But you can see anyone with pikes or pitons has buried past that worked dirt into the stone, and the stone has been stabbed into and stabbed out of so many times that it's actually beginning to turn into a layer of gravel underneath the worked dirt. And you can hear these vendors kind of like almost like softly tapping on the sides of their wooden stalls. Any singular tap would be very quiet, able to be heard, but not an intense noise by any means. But with hundreds of stalls seemingly all doing this at once, the noise becomes this kind of silent, raucous nature that still gives the impression of a bustling market of people calling for you, all while about a full, like, 2 decibels lower than you'd expect, as you don't know how close to the surface this market is. But you can see this kind of hefty smoke that's gathering at the top of this cave as different fires for foods are burning, and you'd hope or assume something is absorbing or funneling it out above. But once again, you're not sure how this place works. As Becker kind of steps forward. All right, I mean, y'all know how a market works. You're grown up. I'm more than happy to just turn you loose. If y'all want to just come back here for dividing and conquering your bedding situation, y'all are good to spread out and get what you need. But welcome to the market, and one of the last few places of unity in Alana Orn, where you'll find something from any of the gangs down here. This is one of the spots, one of the few remaining spots that all 3 of us come together for trade.
How intriguing.
Where can I'm gonna look for like somewhere to buy a backpack.
Easy enough to do. Are you trying to buy any specific type of backpack?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I need an explorer's pack,
Okay.
but I don't need everything in it. I just need the pack.
Got you. Okay. All right. But you just want the explorer's pack.
Yeah, I already have everything that goes in the pack. I just don't have the pack anymore. But I have everything that goes in the explorer's pack.
Okay. You are able to buy the adventuring gear of a backpack. It would cost you 2 gold pieces.
Fuck. Okay. And then, is there like a cobbler around?
You're able to look around. You're able to find someone that has different types of boots and shoes available down here. It is this what am I trying to say? As you kind of step up, this satyr man, as he's kind of like pulled over, and you find it a little bit entertaining because as a satyr with hoofed feet, he does not have shoes or boots that he himself is wearing. But you can see these very fine worked pieces of footwear kind of across his blanket as he kind of looks up at you.
He's just in it for the love of the game.
He's in it for the love of the game. What are you looking for?
Did you put a hidden compartment in a backpack?
You think too little of me. How big do you want the hole? The compartment? Any specifics?
I need it big enough to fit like a sheet of paper.
Sheet of paper. Yeah,
Or, like,
that's
a full sheet, but yeah.
more than easy for me. Yeah.
How much does that cost me?
Just a bit of simple things for cloth. We shall call it Call it 2 silver. I've won enough off of you for tonight.
How much copper is silver?
1 silver is 10 copper.
Okay, sick. I'm gonna hand this man 20 copper.
He takes it without batting an eye. Holds out his other hand for the backpack.
I'll hand him the backpack.
Alright. This will take a couple of minutes. As you see him just slowly and kind of methodically kind of take this kind of sheet that you see of material as he like kind of processes through a couple of them, and you realize he's trying to match the color and threading to your bag before he kind of slowly takes his materials and tools and begins to, almost like how someone would carve, like make these indents in the fabric before slowly kind of inserting and weaving these together to fashion this hidden compartment. And your hidden compartment is there. It has the standard 15 DC for someone to find the compartment that does not know it.
Okay, actually, dude is the thickest. I'm gonna give him a 4 extra copper.
Appreciate the tip. All right. With anything else that would like to do or get?
Fucking, I don't even know who I would talk to about. I just want, while I'm walking around, I want to maybe keep an eye out for somewhere I could get some forgery done.
Okay.
But not approach anyone if I do see one, just to take note of if there's one there.
You are able to take note that there is a couple actually here.
Perfect. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go find Becky and wait for the others.
Alrighty. Who's next?
I would love to go find a bedroll.
Absolutely.
Perhaps.
Bedroll time. Alright. We've got a bedroll, which and basically anything of standard stuff is able to be found pretty easily, which means a bedroll would set you back a singular gold piece. Yeah, I saw that face.
Yeah, of course it will. Of course it will. I guess I'll find a vendor, and I will give him 10 silver pieces.
Okay.
Can I barter? Wait, hang on. Can I barter?
You can attempt to. I think Yoi was saying something.
I'm sorry. Kind of. Well, Baby Yoi was saying something.
Ah.
Yoi is going to step in front of Aelin and toss the gold piece on the vendor thing and just walk by, just not even pausing.
Okay.
While I'm looking through my coin purse, I'll look up and thank you.
The bedroll is pushed over to you. The coin is pocketed.
Thank God. 7 more gold to earn.
All right. Anything else that you're wanting to try your luck at?
Are there any other, God, I don't even know what... I don't have gold for anything, first of all. But is there any other shops that... Do we have, weapon shops, armor shops around, things of that nature that I can go poke my head into?
You're not seeing brick and mortar stores. You're seeing
Mhm.
people who have brought things. So you can see like an assortment of swords, an assortment of daggers, like some axes, some javelins, some spears, all kind of like set out on these weapon racks. But there's no one like doing custom things here.
Sure. They're just like, it's like bog standard mil spec equipment.
Yes.
There's nothing like too extravagant.
You do not. Your discerning eyes do not see anything extravagant.
Very well. Ophelia whispers at some point, and I catch through the breeze, how heavy is my bedroll, and does it put me back too much? Because I might need to lose some weight here.
I need one myself, but I can't carry it.
I don't need all these torches. I don't think I need these torches.
I don't
I feel
think it's
like-
really gonna matter because that's factored into the actual weight of the thing. But how heavy is a bedroll?
Uh-huh. I mean, I could just send you the longer version of that screenshot that I sent you.
7 pounds? That's crazy.
14 more pounds? Okay, all right, let me do some mathematics,
You
I
were
guess.
probably fine.
I'll
I
be
specifically
okay.
am having problems.
Uh-huh.
I can I can pack it around for you, don't worry.
Mhm.
I'm already packing you around. What's
Do
7
I
more
even
pounds?
really need a whole bedroll?
I only need half a bedroll.
If I curl up in a ball, can she sleep at like the foot of my bedroll?
We cannot keep sleeping on top of each other, man.
Look, it's
Look.
good for the economy.
If I'm
Look,
gonna
I
be in the
just
bedroll,
know.
we're just gonna keep doing the pillow thing, but we can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
They're gonna think we're involved.
Are you guys
Alright.
saying this all out loud?
It's
No.
just you two just
Maybe.
arguing over a bedroll in public.
We can't keep sleeping together. They're gonna think something's up.
I bet Yoy would stop straight in her fucking tracks
Yeah.
and be like, "You guys are what?
Huh?
She has one arm, bro. You're disgusting.
Boo.
Boo this man." That's
Yeah.
not that
Anyway,
kind of stream.
anyway, we should probably get you a bedroll.
Is there anything else I could use that's adjacent to a bedroll that isn't quite a bedroll?
Let me look through the equipment
A bedroll?
list. A bedroll.
6 or 7 fancy robes.
I mean, I've
A Snuggie would go crazy right now.
as someone who has had many a nights of rolling up a hoodie for a blanket or a pillow.
It works.
Let me see.
And now consider that you don't have legs, so it's even less to be chilly.
It's even less.
I think I might have to get something custom made. It would need to be thicker because I can't really curl up, but it would have to be half of the size.
Why don't you just let me carry your bedroll for you?
Having you around makes me nervous.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Narc. Carry around the one thing she needs to sleep, Narc.
What if
I'm
the
just
not
trying to
top
help.
carries your bedroll, huh?
I'm not gonna argue too much about it, but I don't think I need the whole bedroll.
I'm not just going to cut a bedroll in half for you. You're either buying the whole bedroll or you're not buying it. Or you can buy half a bedroll for full price. Honestly, I wouldn't give a shit about that.
Oh, I know you wouldn't. Specifically because of his attitude, I don't want to buy from this guy anymore either.
Maybe you should cut one in half. I saw another one of these guys, and I'm pointing at Ophelia, like hanging out around the city earlier. You might need it.
And what do you mean by these guys?
Short.
What do you mean by these people?
No comment.
Is there like a seamstress in here?
I mean, yeah, there are people that have like brought different clothes and blankets and stuff. There's no one here everyone's bringing things to be traded in this market. No one has anything set up to do. But you can see that there are people that have made clothes, made blankets, made those kind of things. It's like a farmer's market.
Well, the bedroll's only important if I'm sleeping outside, right? As long as there's a roof over my head, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll deal with this later. I'll get something custom made.
Alrighty. Anyone else? Anything else?
Just while we're walking around, I'm going to tell everyone I got us a job for tomorrow. Of some sort.
Does it involve stealing from nobilities? I sure hope not.
No idea. I just talked to the guy, and he said he would let us know what work he had for us tomorrow.
Well, hell
That's
yeah.
awfully exciting. I suppose it must be morally good work if you agree to it.
We'll see. I don't really know what it is, but it's not as though we really have a choice at this moment.
I want to insight
Yeah,
check, like Glamour, like he's too down for the cause now.
I know.
Something's going on.
Okay,
I'll let you insight, but I want to follow up with some questions.
go for it. You know what you have to roll, Glaven.
Yeah. My dice bounced onto the floor.
Well, that's unfortunate.
16.
Wait a second. Hold off on that. I gotta check something.
See
Hold
if he has a
off on
higher dice than
You're
you.
totally just going to use your one thing on me. How could you?
I don't have any more of those things today, but what,
Oh,
what I
okay.
do have in the nicest way possible. Get silvery barbed, dumbass.
15. Or no, that's a 17. Excuse
So
me. Oh no,
you-
it is a
you-
15. It's a 15. We're good.
All
One
right.
roll. Couldn't remember what I was rolling for a second.
You
Yeah,
rolled
15
dice.
is right.
Ophelia?
You get lucky today. 11.
Alright. I mean, yeah, it's out of the ordinary, which is why you just looked at him with a little bit more scrutiny, but I don't know, maybe he is resigned himself to the lot that he has at the moment. As both you and Aelin kind of look at Glaven. Nothing immediately.
I will follow up and Glaven, baby's crying.
no!
She's
no.
pissed.
She's pissed that you're asking
She-
questions. How could you?
She wants to know what you're hiding. You have to tell her.
No, she's covering. She's covering. There's an entire difference.
No, this is the plant, man.
Glaven, you seem awfully down for the cause. Why the change of heart?
Well, we're not exactly going to be able to leave town any other way anytime soon, are we?
And who is we here? You don't exactly have anything to do with all of this. You could walk at any time. So why is it now suddenly we? In quite a drastic way, I might add.
You must have had not the best luck with your noble leads and connections.
I didn't exactly get that far. I went to go talk to the captain of the guard, ran into Aelin, and then heard that you all were having some issues with the heist you tried to pull.
Oh, I have to admit, I'm thankful that I suppose you chose our side in this, and were willing to lend us a hand in our time of need. That's quite gracious of you.
Well, I do what I can.
I can't say a smart man willingly treads through hell, but sure.
I'll
You just got
continue.
nothing to say to that?
Yeah,
No,
I
he's
guess.
just gonna look at you like,
What?
There's
That is a sus way to not to stop talking. That is suspicious. You just stop right there, but I can't roll again.
there's definitely some more development to come from this, but Aelin will just continue to look at swords.
Can't catch you.
Carry
in
on
the
my
lost, I'll put a
carry on my
pin.
way.
Okay. Is there anything else that anyone wants to pick up for tonight? Any last bit of things? Anything from the market? And if anyone wants to retcon something for next time, that's perfectly fine. But as some
Would there be
people...
any, like, real
Mhm.
quick
Yeah.
potion stores? Anything? Any people peddling potions? Perhaps health? Just always keeping my eye out. Not that I have the gold to buy it, but
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have
You know
any
what
money
that
price
either.
point.
is?
Good to know how much I need to earn though from Glaren's job to get some health here.
Absolutely. You're looking around at the edge of the marketplace as you kind of do this kind of full long bit. There is someone who there's this kind of woman who is just kind of wearing this kind of like black kind of crop-topped shirt and these kind of long baggy pants, who has a kind of simple sign on her temporary stand just called Remedies. Nothing insane, but as you kind of look over her stuff, you can make an Arcana check.
Care for advantage.
I would love some advantage. And I'm glad I took it. 15.
15. There are some like dark black or blue concoctions that you're not sure what they are, but at the back of her shelf, you can see these red crimson vials, each with the standard gold piece value of 50 gold pieces. And you, from your experience and having known enchanted healing items that truly, when ingested, speed up the healing process and assist people in bouncing back, those are them. And you can see she has about five or six of them. And the price tag
Do
is
I
50
recognize
a
any
bottle.
other potions that she has?
I would honestly say with a 15, what else would we throw?
She's also got the juice that makes you explode.
She's also got the juice that makes you explode.
Does she have like bull shark testosterone as well?
Hell yeah.
What's crazy is that's an actual potion.
Yeah, of shark testosterone. It's so
Oh,
stupid.
No,
no.
the juice that makes you explode.
Oh, yes.
That's real.
Yes. You can see a couple different bottles in slightly like a base shade of white with a little bit of color kind of coalescing at the bottom like it's drifting. You can see one of them that has a small shade of red, and you know that this is a potion of fire resistance. You can see one with a small shade of black, and that's one of necrotic resistance. You can see one of like this kind of straight, like milky gray kind of color coalescing at the bottom, and that's a resistance to force. And then the last one, you can see kind of this purple resistance to thunder.
Right on. I will keep those in the back of my head, knowing I can't afford anything here.
Yeah. Alrighty. As any final, unless if there's any final purchases or look-arounds that people want to make, how are people dividing for the rest of your day of rest? Some people are going up above, I know, with Becky. Some people are figuring out their living situation down here, but you guys have the rest of the day off? What it sounds like from Glayrun? And as such, who's going topside and who's staying down here?
I'm going topside.
Glayrun's topside.
Yours also going topside.
Yoi topside. Topside. The two of you stay down here to find a abode. Becky lets you know it's not gonna be too difficult, and hey, if you miss seeing the sun at any point in time, just let me know. I'll see if I can help you out. Alright?
Becky, how would we let you know? Do you frequent locations down here? Do we just how do we get a hold of you?
Well, until y'all see it in your mind to tell me to fuck off, I'm happy to lurk around. I mean, I didn't really mean to fuck your days up as badly as that all turned out for the two of y'all especially, so you let people know I am, for better or worse, known around the residencies here. I'll come if people come a-calling. People down here know how to find me. We're mostly one big happy family.
That's actually that's good to know, and at least I don't speak for Ophelia here, but I understand things went sideways on unexpectedly, and I don't hold the past transgressions against you by any means, and if anything, you've been more helpful down here than most people we've come across. So feel free to tag along, and you're always welcome, at least by my side.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll make sure at the same time I'm not getting in the way. But you both find a safe place to shack up and settle down for the day, and I'll make sure these fine folks make their way back to the surface and see sunlight without too much issue.
Very well. Ophelia, what do you say we go find some information?
Something in particular?
Well, I
Might as
heard
well.
that one of the gangs here runs an information ring with certain clientele. I thought maybe we would go investigate for information, but nothing else to do down here, and I guess we'll go that direction.
I think a home base of operations is best choice before we go poking the hornet's nest, don't you think?
I suppose we should probably find at least a place to lay our heads before we get too involved.
All right.
Forgive me for jumping the gun. I got a little excited about learning new things.
Cart before the horse happens all the time.
Everyone gets excited about the mistress's company. I don't blame you. You two have fun. All right. If the rest of y'all are ready to go, more than happy to start leading the way. Think we're close
Let's
by.
go.
Mm-hmm. I think we're close by to one access point. I got my bearings. Follow me. And you see as Becca kind of leads the rest of the group away as a chunk of the group is left behind to saunter around in the underside of Alinar Orin, and the rest of you begin your return to the surface. Well, the first bit of your day was quite exciting. We'll see what the other half has in store. And tomorrow, we'll get to work. And that's where we're going to end the stream for tonight. Thank you everybody so much for watching. My name is Jacob, or JC, and I have been the Dungeon Master for tonight for these 5 lovely people who are just experiencing angry things beating them and eating them and stabbing them from all over the place. It's always a pleasure to have all of you here. If you all have enjoyed what you've been watching, please, if you're watching the live on Twitch, don't forget to follow. If you're watching the rerun on YouTube, please, if you've made it all the way to the end, do not forget to subscribe. It helps out letting me know that you like what you see. And we'll be doing this as long as these guys let me roll dice. But before how many yells at me, we've got, I think, a very obvious bit of inspiration to give out at the end of the session. He's held down conversations, he's fucked it up in combat, and he had a nice little outburst of, we gotta stop sleeping together or otherwise people are gonna think we're doing something. Cody, take your good boy point.
I can't wait to use that next time we level up. Right now!
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Finally.
Let's go! I'm sorry. I woke up.
As I want all of you guys to prepare your level up, and at the end of the day, so this next half of the day, you guys will still be at level 2, but I want everyone to be prepared because maybe halfway through next session, or now that you guys know you're leveling up, maybe you'll just fast forward through the rest of today. But
Yeah, so
Let's-
prepared.
you're so prepared.
I'm so prepared. I already
Taking
know
my
what I'm
level
doing.
of fighter.
Taking your level in fighter, sick.
Wow, that's crazy.
But-
Finally.
No rolls right now. No rolls are needed right now.
Ah,
We're gonna do it as you guys rest. But I want you guys to have your level up prepared, your level 3 prepared. Just so the only thing we need to do when you guys take your rest is roll the dice. I'm sure we'll have some great step ups. Welcome to level 3. And I can't wait to see what choices you make next. Truly, you've joined the family. But that's all for tonight, everyone. Once again, my name is Jacob, or JC. These are 5 wonderful people. Hopefully we'll have 6 next week. But this has been with Helminia, Suzanne, Cody, Jazz, hopefully Alpha next week, and James. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll see you in another stream. Take care now. Good night.